Hey, friends.
Supersonic motivated rhymes are creating, and everybody knows that JJ Fad is devastating. We know
Remember
you like
this
the
jam?
girl, so you better get
So
stirred.
good, right?
All the home chicks that are rocking your world. Supersonic. Supersonic.
I love Supersonic. It's so good. It takes me back to when I was like a teenager. Everybody, welcome to Jim Lanahan and Friends today. On a gorgeous, gorgeous afternoon here in Los Angeles. It's July 1st as we are recording this, and it's beautiful here. Probably 74 degrees, crystal blue skies, really lovely. So, my gosh, lots of new people here. Hi, welcome. If you're here to see Tierra, she will be here in just a few seconds. In the meantime, we're gonna have a little dance party. So good. Oh, there's Tierra. 3, 2, there she is!
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Can you see me or is it just my chin?
I can't. Well, let's just say this. The girls look great.
Yes. I love when the
now
girls
we
look
can
good.
see you. But before we were getting a little bit of like this action, you know.
Okay,
but now we're good.
Let me back it up.
How are you? How was your day?
I'm so good. How are you? Nice to finally virtually meet you.
I know. It's really great to meet you too. I've heard a lot about you through our mutuals. And of course, I talked with Shannon recently, which was an entire situation.
Of course, she's always a situation, so that's a good time.
A situation, but in the best possible way, right? Like
literally,
I could eat her up. Like I want to put her on a biscuit with like a light hollandaise sauce. Just have a nice brunch. You know what I mean? Like she's awesome.
She's definitely brunch vibes.
I love that though. You're like, I have motherly feelings about her, but
she's definitely brunch vibes. Like she's like, let me get lit off of a mimosa and like turn down, take a nap. Like it's great.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, she's a go to drunk brunch type of a gal. You know what I mean?
She's not a drinker at all, but it's like her personality like gets you on a high, and then like she's like, now back to business. Let's do it. So it's great. It's like perfect.
Well, that's great. Honest to God, like those are the leaders of the world, right? They get you on the high. They feed you an idea. Next thing you know, you're like super into it. You're like, oh my God, anything's possible. So,
yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to officially welcome you to your episode of Jim Lanahan and Friends.
Welcome, everyone here. Welcome.
Wild. Jim Lanahan and Friends is the same 10 questions for everybody. There are no right answers, no wrong answers. And then after a while, we'll just kind of break it down and kiki. So, ready for this?
I want to ask you a quick question, though. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Your eyes look so...
I'm sorry, the audience wouldn't stop clapping for us. Go ahead.
Okay, it's all right. Your eyes look so dazzling blue. Like I just don't understand what it is. What's pulling this blue beautifulness out of you?
Well, I think there's a few things that are going on right now. Number one, Mama's working a spray tan, which but I have, Tierra, I can talk about this for 7 hours. I have several. Listen, you don't remember this movie, but some of the people who are watching will. There was a movie called Powder in the 90s. It was about this freakishly skinny, freakishly pale dude who like scared everybody. It turned out he was probably albino. Like my natural color is almost albino. Like when I don't get sun, you can see the veins. So I have a lot of tanning products in my life. I have a home spray tan system that I can do in the shower.
Fancy.
I do a lot of tan toweling, which is a cheerleading secret, but whatever.
Fancy.
I'm with the cheerleaders.
Fancy stuff.
And I'm wearing a lovely blue shirt, which I was going to get to in a moment, but we'll jump to it immediately. You sent me this shirt and another shirt. It's a tie-dye creation.
It's beautiful.
Look how gorgeous that shirt is.
It's beautiful. When I made it, I was like, oh, do I need to go and get him a new one because I love it so much?
Yeah. I'm not kidding you. And you sent me two. And I joked with you earlier today that one is a size larger, one's a size smaller. First of all, I'm feeling super skinsy today. But number two, it fits me like a glove. And the colors are so beautiful. And the spiral is perfect.
Thank you.
So how did you, let's just jump to that topic.
Yeah,
by the way, whenever I ask you a question, you're going to hear this daunting sound. It keeps you on your toes. So the
SVU? Yes! I love SVU.
Totally. So I know, right? It's so good. So listen, the big question is, how did you get into tie-dye? Like this is like professional grade gorgeous stuff here.
So thank you so much. I got into tie-dye when I was in high school. It was just my friends and I loved, like when it was somebody's birthday, we took it upon ourselves to make all the huge hand-painted signs to hang into the gym and like all around school. And like it just became one of the things that we did. Like whenever we would all get together, we would just try to figure out what creative something we could do. And you, Steph, you did. Sorry. But yeah, so we would just do it as friends. And like, it just was something that I literally pride myself on. And when I'm stressed, I'll go buy some whiteness or white something or like t-shirts or whatever, or something in my house. And I'll just do it. It's my favorite thing.
It's so great. So it's a hobby, but you rock at it. Like you could sell these shirts. Like,
yeah. Like I, for a long time, I was selling tie-dye, Nike socks, tie-dye sweatsuits. I made them for my brothers and my dad for Christmas. My brother Win, if you caught him, depending on whatever day of the week, he wears his every day, like at least twice a week. Like, yeah, it's just a thing I do. I really enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. And also like tie-dye is one of those things that like it comes back around. Like every 2 or 3 years you see tie-dye back in the stores. People love it. It never goes out, you know.
It's my favorite. Well, literally I could wear it all day, every day.
I have to thank you. I mean, they're really great. And when I leave here, I have to run an errand. I will wear this outfit right out the door. It's so gorgeous. Thank you so much. It's really lovely. It's
You're
so
welcome.
thoughtful.
I had so much fun doing
and I'm not sharing with Stephanie, my producer. Sorry, Stephanie, not sharing.
She can get her own. It's fine.
Well, I hear she knows people, so she can probably get one.
She knows a few folks.
Yeah, she sure does. Okay, first official question. What is your name? Where were you born? And where do you live now?
Okay, my name is Tierra Allen. What was the second one? I forgot it already.
Where'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in South Carolina, in a little place called Sumter. It's 30 minutes away from the capital of Columbia. It's super tiny, but I love it. I can only be there for 4 days at a time, but I love it.
Yeah.
And what was the last one? Where do I live now?
Yeah.
I'm pretty transient, so I'm back and forth because of Corona, back and forth between Miami and Connecticut, but I would mainly say for the past maybe 5 years I've been in Connecticut.
Got it. Do you have a preference between the Northeast or Miami?
I love Miami for so many obvious reasons. It's Miami, like who doesn't love Miami? But I also think that I love seasons. Like the fall is my favorite season. I love the first snowfall, like things like that. So I love them both for different reasons, I think.
Yeah, I hear you. I grew up near Albany, New York, and I live in LA now, and I miss a lot about the Northeast. So yeah, I hear you. But LA doesn't come much prettier than LA, you know. So.
Right. I feel like I need to make my way over there at some point in my life too. Like
you would love it.
A limit. I want to.
It's got a Miami vibe. It's a little more relaxed than Miami. A little less, you know, because Miami just has that infusion, that Latin infusion. Particularly the Cuban culture is just like boom, and the Cuban culture is like doom 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 doom. Like if that energy had a sound, it would be that doom doom doom. Like it's driving and beating.
And LA's someone going like this.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like shimmy and like, But LA's more like, just relax, dude.
Right.
Breath.
Ooh, I think I might actually need some of that in my life. So maybe that's a thing.
I will say, I have never been more calm as an adult than I have living here, for sure. So, question number 2, describe yourself in 5 words or less.
Wow. That's a really great question. I would have to say passionate, creative, ambitious, loving, would be a 5th word. Cute as fuck.
I love that.
Can I give a 6th one? Magical as fuck? Does that work?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I'm not sure if AF counts as a new word anyway. It's like just an add-on, you know?
Yeah,
so,
it's like a bundle deal.
I love it. And which one of those attributes has made you the most successful? Or another way of thinking about it, which one do you most frequently draw on when you are pushing through a moment where you're like, when life just hands you lemons, you know?
When that happens to me, I think I more so gravitate towards magical.
Mm-hmm.
It was my bonus one, but I think that's the one. I'm pretty good at like dialing myself back to center and telling myself, okay, you're a baddie. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We can do this. Remember who you are. You got this. Like, we're magical. Like, nothing's about to stop this show.
I love that. I love that you have that to draw upon, because a lot of people don't have kind of the self-awareness to know what's in their toolbox, you know? And my mom, I was a single kid. I was an only child. My mom was a single parent. She, from day one, told me, you can do whatever you need to do in life. You can do it, no matter what it is. You're smart enough. You'll figure it out. We're poor AF, but we will get you what you need. You can do it. And I always knew that in my toolbox, I had the right tools. And that confidence is what has really carried me into adulthood, looking up, you know? So I love that you said that, because a lot of people don't, a lot of young people especially, I think, look externally for their tools. And it's like, no, you've got it all already. Just trust yourself, you know? Exactly.
Like, the universe made us to be able to get through this. Like, our soul chose this life, chose the struggles in it, and we're going to get through it. But my mom told me similar things. I love her to death. Like, my family is all super supportive, but if I'm ever having a moment where I can't figure it out myself, and I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, she'll be like, Tierra, just remember, she always says, this is your world. Everybody else is just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Like, and so that always reminds me, like, she's right. Like, this is my world. I choose what happens in this planet.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah. You know what you just reminded me of? When I talked to Shannon, she said the phrase, so I had a couple opportunities. I had people giving me a lot of advice that did not match up. And she said, I took a deep breath and I took a bet on myself. And I found that so inspirational, because it's like what you and I are discussing. She knew that she had it. And she just took a deep breath and she was like, I'm going to trust myself.
Exactly.
Love it. I love it. I love it so much. Question number 3. We know each other through our mutual friend, Stephanie. So I will ask you this. How do you know Stephanie?
So Stephanie is Auntie Steph. That's what we call her in this household, or Steph. We love her. She is very close friends with Shannon. I actually never asked them how they met. She just, one day I came downstairs and she was there and she was like, hi, I'm Auntie Steph. And I was like, hey, Auntie Steph, what's up? What's crack-a-lackin'? And it's been a movie ever since. If you know Stephanie, then you know it's a movie.
No, she's legitimately crazy and I love it.
I love it.
In the best way, cuckoo.
Yes, she feeds into all my like weirdness and all of that goodness. Like I love Rugrats randomly, weirdly, just always have. And like she'll like send me some Rugrats things. I'm like, So
I love it. I love it. Yeah, Stephanie's terrific. That is for sure. Question number 4.
I love this sound. This is like a
I
dream.
know, right? It's just, I love a hint of drama.
Yeah.
If money was no object, what would you be doing today? Anything you would want, career-wise.
If money was no object, what would I be doing career-wise? I'd be doing so many things if I'm being completely honest. Like I keep saying to everyone, like once I do all the other things that I have lined up, like I want to just get a studio where I just put a bunch of arts and crafts stuff and I just walk into that biatch and just create whatever I choose for the day. So I would do that. I would be an artist, a painter, whatever that means. I'd be an interior designer, decorator. I would flip houses. I'd be an event planner. I'd be a mom because that's a great career. Like, I don't know. I don't believe in limiting myself. So there's so many things, so many hats that I would love to wear that if money was no object, I would do everything.
Now you mentioned being a mom. You have 4 siblings. 6 siblings. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. It's you plus 5, or are you inside the 6?
So no. So
I need a flow chart. Walk me through it.
Okay, so I have 4 brothers with my dad and Shannon, and then I have 2 brothers with my mom in South Carolina. So I have 6 brothers, and I'm the oldest and only girl.
Ooh, that's what I was getting at, that you were the only girl. So that's amazing. So
I'm the princess on these parts.
I love it. Where do you fall in terms of age? Are you the oldest? Are you in the middle?
Nope, I'm the oldest.
I love it. So you're the oldest, which makes you automatically the wisest, and you're the only girl. So if you had a brood, if you became a mom, how many would you want? Would you want to go big, giant? Oh,
I need my starting 5.
And what would be the mix in terms of genders?
I wouldn't care. All my friends always say like that I'm never going to have a girl when I finally do have kids, because they're like, you're just such a tough girl. Like, we see you with your brothers and boys all the time. Like, we don't ever see you with a girl, but I don't believe that foolishness. I think I'll at least have 1 or 2 girls, but I do feel I'll probably have a lot of boys.
I love that answer. Yeah. Well, and to your point, honestly, who cares? And gender is such a fluid construct these days, right? We understand gender differently, but I thought you were going to say all girls because I've been surrounded by brothers.
Nope. I know my strengths and weaknesses. I can get very cute, but I'm very rough.
Yeah. I love it. Question number 5, past or present? Who would be most surprised to learn that you have a crush on them?
That's a very hard question. Are we talking about celebrity, or are we talking about real life?
It could be anybody.
I don't think he would be shocked or surprised, but if I really had to name someone, Justin Timberlake has just always been my top 5 roster. Like, it would 100% be him.
Have you ever had a chance to meet him?
Yes, but my dad let me down. So I'm still really bitter about it, if you can imagine. We were living in Seattle, or we were living somewhere at the time. I have no clue. I don't even remember where we were, but Shannon is a singer and she knows all of these people in the music world. And all of a sudden, Justin Timberlake was in town for his concert and we got tickets and I was pumped. And my dad came home from the golf course and was like, so I just got word that Justin wants to golf with me. And I was like, what Justin? Justin who? And he was like, Timberlake. And so he was like, it's happening tomorrow. And so I lost my absolute mind. The whole day, I'm like trying to find, like, first of all, I was like 10. So I was like trying to find like my favorite t-shirt with the butterfly on it, which looked cutest. Like, I was just walking around the house. I was doing all these things. Shannon and I were like figuring out how to get everything done and prepare the house for Justin Timberlake. And they were like, he can sit next to you on the chair. Like, it was just a whole production. And so I remember sitting on the stairs waiting for my dad to walk in. He called Shannon and said he was on the way. He gets in and we're like, where's everyone? And he was like, oh, they had to cancel.
What?
Devastated.
Oh,
it was
no,
like the single most heartbreaking moment of my entire life.
Oh, no. no.
But we went to the concert, and at the concert, he made up for it big time. He like came to our side of the stage and like waved at me and pointed at me and went like, and that was enough.
Which was basically, I think he was asking you on a date. Like, I'm
He
pretty
was.
sure
It was
that's
like,
what he meant.
it was proposal before the whole Jessica Biel situation. But like, because jail time, you know, can't really happen, he had to like lay low, but we'll find each other again soon.
That is so good. My Justin Timberlake story is I used to work for Tony Bennett, and he did 3 Christmas specials while I worked for him. And I got really lucky because it just happened to be the years that those boy bands were popular. The first year we all met Backstreet Boys, I thought I was going to die. I was out of my mind. The second year it was NSYNC on the same Christmas special. So we end up backstage, and I will never forget, it was one of those moments where like the boys were trying to be all like cutesy with Tony, who at the time was in his 80s. And they're like, hey, you gonna dance with us, Mr. Bennett? And Tony's like, I don't really dance anymore, kids. He was like, Jim, go dance with the kids. And so then I was like, this is mortifying, because Justin Timberlake's like, like trying to be hip hoppy, and I was like, right. I can't, no. Yeah, that's my embarrassing Justin Timberlake story.
He's just so beautiful and like
beautiful.
I just can't take it.
I mean, at the time, back then, he was like a child, but he was still like the coolest kid. Like I was literally like, who is this angel? You know, just, oh my gosh, star factor. So the next question, what movie or TV character do you most strongly identify with?
Movie or TV character? Because we talked about Rugrats, I instantly want to tell you Susie Carmichael, because she was just goody two shoes and was like trying to keep the babies in line and order. And I feel like that's like my entire life is like trying to make sure I'm keeping all our ducks in a row. But I feel like I really have to think about that, because I feel like I would choose maybe someone different, but I'm going to go with Susie Carmichael for now.
So how do you keep all the ducks in a row? Like, you know, I have a job that I'm responsible for a lot of different moving parts, and it's hard to keep all the plates spinning, you know? So how do you do it? How do you keep organized? How do you keep yourself focused?
Well, it's very interesting, because when I wake up in the morning, I assess my day and like how I'm feeling literally from the moment I open my eyes. And so I kind of just gauge how I'm feeling. I think about like all the things that I have to accomplish. I actually recently just bought like a bunch of sticky notes so I could like stick my stickies on the wall to like stay organized. But I'm pretty good at knowing what I need to do and what needs to be done. But as far as keeping my little duckies, I met my brothers. Those are the duckies that I help, you know, keep together. So all day long, I probably sound like a crazy person. I'm like, Weston, stop jumping on the couch. Winnie, no. Larry, let them do it. It's fine.
I'm giggling because this just turned into a job interview. I'm like, how do you prioritize your daily schedule? And you're like, I use sticky notes.
I mean, we use smartphones. Like, that's kind of a thing with like notes and calendar.
Of course.
That kind of helps too.
I use OneNote. I mean, I am not a paid spokesperson for the Microsoft Corporation, but OneNote has changed my life, and it's on all my devices. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's like just basically like a big spiral notebook, basically. And there's all these different tabs, just like your old school notebook, and I love it, you know. And it syncs across my platforms. So anyway, I love it. I'm such a geek for organization. I could move into Staples. I love it.
My aunt Jamie, she's a PR person and for Bacardi, and she is the most organized person. Like, she will send our family group chat like pictures of her drawers, like of her like folding neatly the clothes and like separating it by the sock. Like, it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I'm like, I aspire.
Yeah, those are my Marie Kondo dreams. I love
them
so much.
She loves Marie Kondo. That's
it's so good. You know that part? This is not what I expected to talk about, but this is what happens. Yeah. You know that section in Target that's kind of by like the markers and the Post-its and the but it's like at the end caps, and it's like really cute, like sometimes a
Random.
rose gold stapler or a,
Yes, that is
That's-
my favorite
that's
area.
my favorite section of Target. I love it so
Yes.
much.
And I have to go there to figure out what new highlighters they have. Like,
Yeah.
I literally just bought a pack of glitter highlighters. For what?
Oh.
Like,
So good.
it's the best section. It's like
Yeah.
I always need everything. Like,
Everything. Yeah.
I don't even have a desk. What do I want
know.
to put these things on? Like, it's insane.
I go with my sweet friend Christine, who's like, I'm going to go try on dresses. I'm like, great. I'll just spend 3 hours over here by this, like, 20 pack of Bic pens. But
Right.
I love it so much.
Because I'm going to find a way to figure out how to knead it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just bring it home, put it in my drawer with my other 20 packs of Bic pens. But it's
Right.
all
And
good.
it's conveniently across the aisle from all the curly haired products. So then I'm just warped in that area for 2 hours.
I mean, for real. Question number 7, my favorite question. For what reason might you find yourself on the cover of a tabloid?
Best dressed.
Oh, wait. Tierra, I think I am awarding you the best answer of anyone who's ever answered that question.
Yes!
That's amazing. What would your outfit be like?
I don't know. I can't tell you off the top of my head. Maybe some athleisure, something super cute, but whatever. I'll be it from head to toe. Like, makeup great, hair is on point, outfits on point, figure flattering, shoes are awesome.
Yes, that's amazing. You know what? We're going to give you snaps for that because that is so good. Because, most people are like, oh, I don't know, talking shit about somebody. You spun it into a positive. I love that so much.
Yes.
I recently did I'm working on a project with someone who's very famous in the beauty industry. And I walked in there and they were, to your point, decked out in athleisure wear to a level like I was like, are those heeled sneakers with a heel made out of a lighter? And the answer was yes. Are those
I already know.
amazing?
It was that.
I couldn't believe it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I see you. That's amazing. Question number 8. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Oh, when's the last time you dropped that?
All day, every day. I just really like it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel terrible saying it, which I don't know why, because I actually do say it all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like in my head, around the house, I don't know. It's terrible. I feel.
So for you, it's like aloha.
Judged.
It's an everyday word, every occasion.
Maybe not an aloha. Maybe it's like I don't know. Like if I'm walking in the house and I'm like, I forgot something in my mind, I'm like, fuck. Or like if we're having dinner and I got up to get a sparkling water and they're all gone, I'm like, fuck. Or like if my brothers do something crazy, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's terrible. What about yours? I want to know yours so now I don't feel judged. So you have to tell me
Well,
yours.
I have a few, like, I'm mostly about phrases because, believe it or not, Tierra, I'm an expressive individual and I like to paint a colorful context. So
I would have never known.
like bag of dicks is a favorite of mine. Like, you fucking bag of dicks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
I like to throw in there to represent my people. Like I like to throw in like I'll say like, what in gay hell is going on here? Like, so like I'll usually combine multiple swears or like, put a turn on it.
I definitely have a phrase that I use. It's escaping me right now. But I definitely have a phrase like that I use very often. I feel like some of my friends in here would definitely be able to say it, but I don't know. I can't think of it right now. It's escaping me, but I definitely drop the F-bomb all day. It's just great.
I love it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I have to remind myself, like, you're on a work call, Jim. Don't swear,
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
Like, I'm always like, who the fuck did that? What the fuck is this? Like,
yeah.
all day.
Yeah, fully. Question number 9.
Okay.
You can go anywhere you want tonight for dinner. Where do you go to have your favorite meal?
Ooh, that's so good. I just had dinner, and it was from a place up the street called La Maria, and it's delicious. It's a lobster pasta, and it's really light and it's
Oh,
delicious. So to me right now, because I just had it, like I almost like it didn't have enough. So like I kind of like want it
mhm.
again. But my absolute favorite food is sushi. And this place up the street from well, not up the street, it's like 30 minutes away. It's called Sushi House, and you go there and you get like they just give you a sheet of paper and you mark it, and it's all you can eat for $21, and it's the freshest sushi I have ever had in my entire life,
Wow.
and I have not had it since like January or February, and if I could choose any place, it would be that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while since I've had good restaurant food because
Yes.
of quarantine, like I've mostly been
Right.
grabbing something quick and bringing it home. So
Yes.
the experience is definitely different. Um, and sushi's something I haven't had in 3 months. You just made my
Oh,
mouth water.
yes, it's so good. I love sashimi, which people think is weird that I like
Mm.
raw fish. I love like anything, sushi, Asian food.
Hmm.
I'm obsessed.
Oh, so good. So good. Question number 10. What is the last text you sent and who did you send it to?
Uh, hmm. This is might be a little embarrassing. But
I
I'll be
hope
honest.
so.
I could. You know what? It's Steph.
What'd you
She
say to
got me
her?
out of that one. Hmm?
What did you say to her?
I said, "Do I join now?" That
Hilarious.
was
Well,
it.
you did good. She must have answered correctly.
Yes, because if I would have had to tell you the message below it, I would have been in a little bit of trouble.
I love it. And we have a bonus question, Tiara. What is your favorite thing about Tiara?
Ooh, this is so interesting because I pride myself in asking people about themselves and what they feel is magical about themselves or what they love about themselves or like what do you do that or what about what you do that you love like I like asking those questions, and so I feel like the tables are being turned on me right now. I think what I really love most about myself that I kind of just discovered. It might be two things. I think that I'm very loving and forgiving, and so I appreciate that about myself because a lot of people don't give people chances or opportunities or things like that. And so I love that I don't allow my heart to be hardened or ruined or disturbed or anything like that. And my second thing is I love that when I tell myself I'm going to do something, I make sure that I stick to it and I hold myself accountable.
I love that.
So that I
That's
just learned
amazing.
about myself.
Yeah, I think holding ourselves accountable is a lost art these days.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Because I say all day, like I say, you want to live in your truths and be honest and be a good person, but it's like the two go hand in hand. You can't walk in your truths if you don't hold yourself accountable for your actions or the actions of, others around you, and you can't really hold yourself accountable for others' actions, but if you can say, hey Jim, I don't like that you said that to me, like you're holding them accountable by letting them know that you're living your truth and saying I don't like this.
Yeah.
So I try to do that in my everyday.
Well, it's particularly necessary right now because, you and I are primed for this conversation. But as somebody who has a different skin color from you and is living through the cultural really revolution that we're going through right now, I find myself on the daily, twice daily, 3 times daily, holding each other accountable for their words and their actions. And in the last week I've lost a friend over it, and in the last week I hope I've helped a few people learn and stretch and grow. And so to your point, it is so important to know, this is really full circle for us, isn't it? It's so
Yeah.
important to know who we are here
Yes.
in our core, so that we can I see it as empower other people through a series of expectations and giving them what they need to give us the respect back that we deserve. And
Right.
it really is cyclical. So good for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're much younger than me. I'm so jealous. But but a lot of young people, I don't think, have the courage or the strength. I think it's better than when I was your age. Y'all
Yeah.
are much more savvy and articulate than we were.
We're
But
sassy. We're spicy.
yeah, yeah. But I just wish you all would like had double it. And I get it, because when you're young, you know, you're growing into it. But like,
Right.
so it's so encouraging to hear you talk like that and espouse
Thank
that.
you. I just find it to be so important because, like you said, I know a lot of people my age who don't have the awareness to have certain conversations, but I know so many people who do. And my family, like, we all have these types of conversations. How do you feel? What do you think? Like, what do you want to do? Like, everyone didn't have that experience. And so I'm finding in my conversations and interactions with people that people enjoy talking to me because I ask them, how do you feel? What do you think? And so that's a big lesson for me and for myself, is that I'm always trying to be a good listener, and I'm finding people who are good listeners for me too. Because like you said, like, we're in a space and a place right now where we've gotten here because people don't listen. People haven't been listening, and they're not asking, how does that make you feel? And they're not asking, what does that do for you? Or how can I help you? And so my goal in life, I've been telling my parents this since I was 6 years old, is I want to make a difference in the world. I want to change our planet. I want to make it a better place. And the way that I have found to do that is, if I can be better each day, and I can talk to someone or touch someone or tell them how special they are and make them smile, that's another person that's having a better day or having a happier day. That's going to be nicer to somebody else, who's going to be nicer to somebody else, who's going to do something kind for someone else. And that's my contribution to our planet and our world, is by helping people feel great about themselves. And so, again, full circle moment, when you're nice and you're a good human and you listen to people and you care and you're considerate and all of these other words, then they will give that back to someone else. And so pay it forward. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
I'm proud of you, Tierra. That's amazing.
Thanks.
When I was little, I used to watch a lot of Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes. And there was a running joke on Looney Tunes that people my age will remember. Bugs Bunny used to constantly run up to like the adversary, whoever it was, and he would pretend to be like a character, like a lady character, or he would pretend to be Daffy Duck or whoever, and he would say a million different things to confuse them. But one of the things he would always poke in there was, what's the meaning of life? And then they would like think about it, and then like that's how Bugs Bunny would get away, because they were thinking, and you know, you can't think and capture a rabbit at the same time. Right. Anyway, since I was a little kid, I've always thought about what is the meaning of life. And I went through stages. Thinking it's to love my family. It's to make a lot of money. It's to. And what I've come around to in 46 years is exactly what you just said. I think the reason we're on this planet is to lift each other up and make each other successful. And until we start like thinking about the fact that this is all a giant human ecosystem and we're all in the same pool, we're not going to be able to really take this step forward. And that's why I think it's really exciting what's happening right now in the world with Black Lives Matter and such.
It's beautiful because Black Lives Matter. And I think that I've been telling my parents and, you know, anyone who will listen, that the amount of information that's being shared is so incredibly beautiful to me. Like, I'm a Black woman, but in my day-to-day, when I'm Googling food restaurants, like, it wasn't before, it is now on my list of things to be like, is the restaurant Black owned? But someone created a list of Black owned businesses for every state. Like, I'm a Black woman who wants to have children. Someone created a list that says healthcare workers don't listen to Black women because it's a myth, or it's a whatever, that we don't feel pain. And so when you go to the doctor, this is what you can say to them so that they listen to you. Like, when you, as a Black woman, here's 125 Black-owned makeup brands that have options for your skin tone and for our undertones and whatever, because they're made for us within mind. Like, they were made with us in mind. Like, it has separated us. Our president, I'm not sorry. He's separated our world. And brought so many things to the forefront, and one of these things is unity, because I'm seeing more people now than ever coming together. And maybe I'm a little biased because of the people in my space, and we're all coming together, and I'm seeing so much love and support. And again, you're always going to have the haters, you're always going to have negative, nasty people, but the one thing I can say is that hate and evil energy has brought so much love and light and positivity to the surface, and I'm actually so incredibly grateful for it. It's just, it's beautiful seeing people come together and creating these lists and this information, so much positive, helpful, useful information to share with our allies and to make sure people are actually hearing us. It's incredible.
And what I want to say to you as a younger person is, one of your superpowers right now is the ability to synthesize that information and help your parents who are being overwhelmed with information right now. And, you know, regardless of where you come from on the spectrum of humanity, we all have a journey to take right now. We all have learning. We all have to expand. And I'll tell you, like, I'm a really progressive gay dude in my 40s. I have been shocked by how much there is to take in and grow and learn. And if I have that feeling, I can't even imagine what my father, who listens to Rush Limbaugh, is feeling. So to go full circle, what I would say is one of your superpowers right now is to help us synthesize the information, but keep feeding it to us. Because the other thing that's happening beyond fatigue, because we're getting so much of it, it's also dying down, right? Like when you watch mainstream, you're seeing other stories now. And I hate it, because for me, there is no more important story right now.
I agree. And so I think that that's a beautiful way to look at it, as our superpower, because it is. And I've made it my personal goal. Like every day I'm trying to share something, because the information is there. And I think it's also about who you follow and what you allow to be in your circle of people and like what they're saying. And so I make sure that I'm always following and looking at people who are sharing important, useful information, who are on top of it. And then I also make sure that I share it. And so that is a super important part too, is like when you see something great, I'm going to post it to my story. But again, a lot of my friends and followers are probably so annoyed with me, but I share it with my parents. I share it with my aunts. I share it with my cousins. I share it with my close friends. And then I post it to my story so that people I don't know can see it and share it. And again, it's been so, I shared something with my old college roommate. She had no clue what was going on, but I posted that they took $1.5 billion out of Harlem to build, there's this, it's escaping me right in this moment, but they built this huge figure or something in downtown New York. And it's just like, how do you take $1.5 billion from an entire community to build a statue or a whatever you call it, a huge architectural place to go? Hudson Yards, there we go, thank you. They built that, and the people in Harlem and the area is notoriously, you know, downtrodden and ran down and like has a high crime rate, all these things, but you didn't pour into it. You took away from the cup that was already barely filled. And so yes, it's called the honeycomb, thank you. And so I shared that to my story, and she lives in Harlem, and she saw it and was like, I had no clue. Thank you for sharing this information. Now I'm going to send it. But when I first got it, I sent it to all the people that I knew that lived in New York. I sent it to my family members, my friends, and she saw it on my story. And so for her to say, like, I had no clue, I live in Harlem and I did not know this information, to me, I was like, there we go. I did my job. That's one person for the day. I helped bring them information they didn't have before.
And truly, sometimes I think about it that way. If I just do one good deed a day, I did my good deed today, you know? Yeah. So, listen, I need you to ask me a question because I have an answer planned. Ready? I need you to ask me where I would go tonight for my favorite meal. And I'm going to give you a shadong. Ready? So I want you to say, Jim, next question, and then I'll shadong, and then you ask me. Ready?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, Jim, I have a question for you. Next question.
Yes.
Where would you go if you could go anywhere for dinner?
Oh,
Next.
I think I would go to Grown Organic in Miami.
Yes, I would too.
I saw them here earlier, so I thought I'd give them a plug.
Yes, I love Grown.
Oh, I'm dying to go because how is it that I live in Los Angeles and I don't have an equivalent to Grown, right? I think it's an amazing idea.
Well, honestly, if you know Shannon, you know that it's soon come. Soon come.
Yeah.
She,
Well, for sure.
she wants it on every corner next to McDonald's or Starbucks, so it's coming.
If the entertainment industry doesn't turn around soon, I'm going to be asking Shannon to open a branch for her and manage it because I'm going to need a gig.
You have to do it. You have to
Well,
do
guess
it.
what? You did it! Well done, miss. You're super fun and you are super smart. I love it. I love it. So
Thank you.
tell everybody before we go where they can learn more about you, Instagram, etc.
Okay, so as of right now, you guys can find me on my Instagram, which is where I am now, which is Life by Tierra or Life X Tierra. I'm always on my Instagram sharing information, sharing tools. Feel free to DM me. I do respond. Even to funny business. I like to give good responses to those too. Those deserve responses. And yeah, that's really it. I can be found on Instagram. That's really my main platform that I'm
love
using
it.
right now.
I discovered today I wasn't following you. I was like, how is this possible? So I followed you today. Everybody should go follow.
The same thing, and I followed you back.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'm at Jim Lanahan, by the way, everywhere, and jimlanahan.com. And
Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, yeah, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is Life by Tierra. I get a little crazy on there, and I'm just, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm a little blubbering right now, but yes, my Instagram, my YouTube, and my Twitter is all Life by Tierra. Not to interrupt you.
It is so easy to just retweet some stuff on Twitter, right? And next thing you know, you're a crazy Twitter person.
Exactly. I wasn't even a Twitter person until Corona, but like the things that I post on my Twitter are like, forgive me, but
Miss Rona has made us all into different animals. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
She really has.
All right. So everybody go follow Tierra on the Twits and go follow her on the gram. And Tierra, you're the best. Thank you again for my beautiful shirt. I absolutely love it. And
it's beautiful.
I'll be wearing it out tonight. So
yes.
Mwah.
Where are you going for
honey.
dinner?
Have a lovely evening.
You as well. So nice talking to you.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye.